Aloha, all of my paranormal people. Welcome once again to another exciting and mind blowing episode of Insane Disappearances. I am Lamech, your host, and I am going to read another case for you today. This case is about a man named Tom Opperman. He went missing on 8 1967 in Tuolumne Meadows at Yosemite National Park in California. He was at the age of 21 when he vanished. Okay, Tom Opperman was a porter at Curry Company in Yosemite Village. Tom was originally from Fresno and was a California State University cross country and wrestling champion. He had left his residence in Yosemite to climb Mount Clark, which was 11,522 feet via Tuolumne Meadows. He planned to go through the eastern ridge via Merced Lake. Tom was going to do this route during his 2 days off. He was traveling alone. Tom was due back on August 11th, but did not return. Excuse me. His parents were staying in the valley and reported him missing. The search included Marines from the Special Warfare Center, park rangers, and many others. 2 weeks after starting the search, having not found any clues to Tom's whereabouts, the Park Service gave up. Tom was the son of Joseph Opperman, a reverend from Fresno, California. His family was staying in the park during his trip and knew that he was well prepared for his 2 day trek. He was never seen again. Okay, now see, this case right here uh, fits all of the other criteria with all the other cases. Like, we're talking about people who are well prepared, well equipped, and well knowledge of how to trek into the mountains of a national park, or trek, hike on a trail or whatever the case may be. Yet they somehow disappear without a trace. Now, like I said, most of these people, they either end up dead somewhere, which is like 100 or a couple of thousand miles away from where they were last seen, in an area where it would have been very hard to get to, so he shouldn't have been there in the first place, or they just vanish, into thin air. Like I said before, I'm thinking that when people actually vanish without a trace, they're either being abducted by aliens, and they're using them for whatever reason. Maybe they're using them as a sperm bank, a permanent sperm bank, or they tend to walk into um, portal into another dimension. Who knows? And they're probably forced to live out their lives in an area that they've never been to because they have no way of getting back. You know, it could be. There's so many theories on what this is all about. I mean, like I said before, all I have is theories and no answers. There's nothing but questions. And a lot of these, like I said, these are unsolved cases. So these cases date all the way back to the 1800s. So they do have current cases of people vanishing, like the Dior Kuntz story. Um, and there's a couple of others. There was a woman I heard about. They disappeared. I think I think a couple of days before David Paulides was to be interviewed on Coast to Coast AM. I think this was like last year in July, I believe, and she disappeared in a national park. And she was never found. But yeah, I mean, people who have the knowledge and the know-how to travel into these areas and and are able to find their way back to where they started at still just seem to disappear. So it's like I said before, I'm thinking that whatever is taking these people or wherever they go, their knowledge is being needed, because I'm thinking, like, if you travel in these same areas all the time and you never walk into something like that, then all of a sudden, boom, there's this invisible doorway that leads into another dimension. It just seems to pop up out of nowhere. I'm thinking that whoever's on the other end are able to open up these doorways to take whoever they want, you know. So it's anybody's guess is what's going on, and it could be somebody here on Earth, on this planet, or on, and I guess you could say in this universe, it could be anything. It could be aliens. It could be these like creatures or like other level humans that have supernatural powers. And it's like I said before, they probably come from an Earth where fantasy and science fiction is reality where they come from. Like they probably even have a Superman, there, or they could just have a person like in that TV show Heroes. Where all these people have all these different powers, and then you had that one guy named Siler who was able to move objects with his mind and split people's heads like wide open the with just his finger when he just goes like this. He's like channeling the energy from his finger and cutting someone's skull wide open. Just like you know, doing a line across your forehead, and you can actually take your skull off. They eat your brain. It's weird, but the point is that these might be some people that have these strange powers, but you got probably the wrong people that have these powers, and they're using that to their advantage to kidnap people and to kill them. And just think about it: people who end up dead without any evidence of death on their body. The coroners can never find a cause of death. So I'm thinking that these people can kill someone without touching them. They can probably kill them with their mind. I mean, think about the Henry McCabe story. You could hear him moaning and groaning on, on that voicemail. Like he was in some severe pain, and then you hear a growl in the background. So I'm thinking this creature was doing this. But when they find his body in that river, there was no sign of trauma or torture on his body. So whatever this thing was doing to him, it was doing it to him internally. And they still didn't find anything wrong with him. And if they did, they're not telling anybody. Because think about it. I mean, the anchor woman, she was talking all over all the evidence that we could have heard, of this man that they said in the background. They said, stop it. And you can hear the growl. You can hear him talking in his own language. And all of a sudden you hear him moaning and groaning in pain. But yet there was no evidence of that when they did the autopsy. So obviously, whatever these things are, they have an elevated mind power where they can actually torture you from the inside out. They can kill you from the inside out without even touching you. And that's a weird power. And anybody that has that ability and you able to do that, just like all these people that are found, like these men that are found with their pants down to their ankles, and sometimes they find the pants inside out, like as if someone was trying to force the pants off of them, like they were trying to force a rape on them. And maybe, just maybe, when these young men are traveling into these woods or into the national parks, they come across some being that can disguise themselves as a beautiful woman, and they're probably offering them an opportunity that they couldn't refuse. I mean, think about it. I mean, we're men, so if we see an opportunity like that, most of us are going to take it. Most of us aren't, and the ones that do, or the ones that don't, probably end up being killed because of it. I don't know. I mean, maybe they got what they wanted and then killed them, or they tried to get away, which is the reason why their pants were turned inside out, and they were probably forcing it off their body, and they saw them for who they really were, and they tried to get away, and because of that, they killed them. But they killed them in a way where they didn't have to touch their body, meaning, or they didn't have to do anything to the body. They just somehow sucked the life out of them or drained their energy. I don't know. However, they're able to do that is anybody's guess. So, but yeah. But this story right here, I mean, just the fact that he just vanished when his whole family knew where he was going, but yet he just seemed to disappear. Obviously, he walked into a doorway that led to another Earth or another dimension. And I would imagine, since these people have never returned, they obviously have no other choice but to live out their life in another dimension. They probably had to get a job and, find a place to live because they knew they weren't coming back here. They probably even got married and had kids. You never know what happened. Or they probably was killed the minute they got there because maybe the atmosphere is a little different from ours and they probably couldn't breathe and they died there. Maybe, I don't know. But like I said, these are all just theories. They're factual theories because what else is there? I mean, when you listen to the facts, you tend to think about what could possibly happen. If you know a lot about the paranormal and a lot about the unknown and just using basic thought, sometimes this kind of stuff comes up. But the only problem is a lot of people don't believe in that stuff. So you tend to just be the only one that thinks about it. But I think that if people get away from logical thinking and whatever other way of thinking there is, you know, sometimes that's the only option at this point. I know a lot of times you gotta be careful because that's like putting the family through enough torture already, knowing that their children is gone, but yet you're gonna come up with some asinine idea of how it may have happened, but they only gonna believe that their child was kidnapped because that's the only logical reason they can think of. They don't want to say, or some doorway opened up and they got swallowed into it, or some creature ate them. They don't want to hear that. They just want to find their child. Now you got all these cases where these people turn up with when they find the body, all they find is a small piece of bone and maybe one shoe, and their pants folded neatly but inside out on a log somewhere. Sometimes they only find a tooth. So they were practically devoured, and the only thing that was left was a tooth or a bone fragment. You never know. I mean, who does know? I don't know. But anyway, I got to get out of here. I got to get to work, and it's almost time for me to walk out the door. So, always important. Aloha, mahalo, and ahuiho. Hang loose, guys. Be blessed. See you later.